Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the session. Chalet is ready for an on-time start. We're going to start in about 30 seconds or so just sit tight and we will get started momentarily. Thank you for joining the session. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the session. It's good to have everybody. Chalet is ready to go. I just want to quickly let you guys know, thank you very much for all your participation in the virtual events. While you're watching Chalet, there is an interactive chat box. If this is the first time you're watching one of our sessions, you can ask questions as she's presenting, and time permitting at the end of her presentation, we will get to some Q&A, okay? So send those questions over while you're watching. With that said, it's my great pleasure to introduce to everybody Chalet Grant, and she has been selling loans from Mountains Western Ranches for almost 15 years now. At just 15 years old, she started working for the company and has worked in many different positions, including marketing and office management. Ms. Grant is passionate about her career and what the company has to offer in terms of investment, and she's excited to share it with you all today. Chalet, thank you for joining us, and the floor is yours.
All right. Thank you, Joe, for the introduction. I really appreciate that. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. Again, my name is Chalet Grant. I am thrilled to share with you this investment opportunity that has been a part of my life for as long as I can remember. So I grew up in Duchesne, Utah. It's the place where we sell our properties. My journey with Mountains West Ranches started 20 years ago, but really it's a family legacy that started in 1990 when my grandfather, Jim Grant, founded the business. So after my grandpa passed, it was my father that took it over. And since then, we have a few family members and some extensively qualified team members, worked tirelessly to not only survive the market crash that happened 15 plus years ago now, but we are so proud that we are now thriving and expanding to new locations. So if I seem a little nervous today, it's probably because I am. So bear with me while we go through about 10 minutes of important information. And then after that, as Joe mentioned, we'll have time to go through some questions. So today I want to introduce you to trust deed note investing. It's a way to generate passive, reliable income while securing your portfolio with tangible real estate assets. But first, let me ask, are you ready to step away from high risk investments and want something more reliable and hands off? Would you like to diversify your portfolio with tangible and secure assets? Are you looking for long-term financial security for yourself and for your family? Would you like consistent fixed income that is not dictated by market fluctuations? So if you said yes to any of these, our trust deed notes could be the perfect fit for you. For 35 years, Mountains West Ranches has been helping people achieve their land ownership dreams. Our properties surround this beautiful Starvation Reservoir. It's a scenic gem on the eastern side of Utah. It has beautiful landscapes, fresh air, and recreational opportunities all year round. So our company specializes in 5 and 10 acre lots, but we do keep a variety of different properties in our house so that we are able to satisfy all different buyers' needs. We finance in-house, and it makes the land ownership process easy and accessible. Our family-owned and legacy-driven approach means that we treat every investor as well as every buyer like they're a part of our family. So at Mountains West Ranches, we are incredibly proud to be able to keep the entire process in-house. From marketing and selling the land to providing the financing and selling those loans. Here's how it works. First, we purchase land at an undervalued price. Then we go in and we develop and add value to that land, so we're able to sell it at market price. We then provide financing to the buyers that need it. That creates those trust deed notes. When we need operating capital for our company, we sell a few of these notes to investors like you. So if you're wondering, what is a trust deed note? A trust deed note is essentially a loan that is secured by real property. Our notes are created when someone buys land from us with financing. To finalize this purchase as well as the loan, we record a trust deed directly after the warranty deed. Once the buyer is finished paying off this loan, that's when that trust deed gets released, giving the buyer free title. Free and clear title, I should say. I apologize. For our investors, this means your investment is backed by physical land, not just abstract market numbers. So our note buying program at Mountains West Ranches offers a variety of benefits to our investors. The first one being these high yield returns. Right now, our rates are currently ranging from 6% to 11%. And with discounts of up to 10%, that increases your yield even further. A couple of examples so you can see those numbers. Right now, we have a 6% APR note. It's discounted at 10%. That brings your yield up to 7.8%. Another example, we have an 11% APR note. It's discounted at 2%. That brings the yield up to 11.55%. Most importantly, though, is our recourse guarantee. This is going to guarantee you that if your borrower defaults, we're going to replace your note with another from our extensive portfolio of performing loans. This is also a very passive, a very hands-off investment. Our team handles everything. We handle collections, reporting, and the documentation. Your income simply arrives monthly via ACH or a check if you prefer. Lastly, it's 100% secured by real property. Every note is backed by Duchesne County land. And importantly, it's recorded first position, giving your investment maximum security. So our recourse agreement, it makes our note buying program a very unique as well as a low risk investment. It's going to protect your investment in the case that the note defaults, and it lasts through the entire length of the loan, does not expire until it's paid off. If a note reaches 90 days delinquent, that's when it's considered to be eligible to be replaced. When we replace a defaulted note, it's going to close through escrow at the title company, similar to when you close on the original note. So another amazing, excellent advantage of our note buying program is our professional in-house loan servicing team. It consists of 5 people who take extra special care of these loans as well as our investors. The fee for this is minimal. It's only $15 per month per account, and it also covers everything from collecting the payment to keeping the records and reporting, as well as forwarding that payment to you every month. Our team currently successfully services $38 million in accounts. So rest assured that we are well experienced. The process of buying a note at Mountains West Ranches is simple and it's fully documented. The first thing that will happen is you will choose your note or notes. I'll provide you with a list to choose from. We'll review all of the details. I'll answer any questions that you have, and I'll help you as much as you need to select the right investment for you. Next, you'll complete a couple of forms so you're able to submit those to our investor liaison, and she can get you set up into our system to properly receive payments. From there, we're going to close through the title company. You will receive title insurance. That includes a lender's policy, and you're also going to get that recourse guarantee agreement in writing. After closing is when you'll be forwarded your first monthly payment. You'll also receive any payments that were made while it was in escrow with the title company. You will also receive your login to MyNote. There you're able to view the status and any reports about your note or notes. From there, our team handles the rest, even the tax reporting. Our team is going to keep in constant communication with you about your notes. So here we have a couple sample notes so you can see some approximate returns. So this one on the left here, it's Lake Point Ranches. This is phase 4, lot 10I. It's a beautiful lot overlooking Starvation Reservoir. So the highlight here is going to be your interest rate at 9% APR. There's 117 payments remaining. So after your initial investment, your approximate total return is going to equal $54,361. This one here on the right, it's Valley View Lot 17. It's located up on Tabby Mountain and it has gorgeous views of the valley. The highlight here is the 11% interest rate. There's 176 payments remaining. After your initial investment, your approximate total return would equal $159,436. So thank you so much for your time today. It is truly an honor to share this information with you as I'm really, very, very passionate about our company. Again, to summarize, if you're looking for a high yield, low effort, land-backed investment, trusted notes with Mountains Rest Ranches are definitely worth considering. We would be honored to help you diversify your portfolio, generate some passive income, and enjoy the security of tangible real estate assets. So feel free to scan this QR code here. It's going to take you to our webpage where you can view all of the information that was on this presentation. If you would like to see an available list of notes, you can also contact me at this email address here, or you can call or text me on my cell. Lastly, please check out the videos on our virtual booth for a couple investor testimonials. And I'm now happy to take any questions that you may have.
Thank you, Shalay. Awesome. Yeah, I guess we'll start with this question.
Sure.
What is the typical length and term of a note that you guys are offering?
Yeah, so our most popular term is going to be 15 years. However, we do offer 10 and 20 year terms as well. So it goes between 10, 15, or 20 years are the terms.
And when you gave the examples of 6% APR with the discount of 10%, bringing the yield to 7.8, right, or the 11%, what determines the difference between, I guess, 6% APR and 11% APR?
So these buyers, when they come out to purchase property from us, they are essentially just buying their interest rate down. So the higher their down payment is, the lower their APR is going to be.
Okay. And what are the minimum investments coming in, like a first-time investor with you and your company? What are some of the minimum investments you guys are looking for?
So the lowest balance note we have right now sits at around $45,000, and that's pretty typical. We always have about 10 notes available, so these numbers are going to be pretty typical. So it's going to go anywhere as low as, like I said, $45,000. We have notes on up to even $250,000. And then you can also buy a package of notes. And when you do that, we will increase those discounts for you even further for buying multiple notes.
Terrific. Another question, how do you handle due diligence on borrowers before issuing the loans?
That's a great question. So a big selling point, a huge reason why these buyers, come out and buy property from us, our marketing, we do really well with our marketing. However, that marketing does say that we do not check buyers' credit. So our due diligence, we do have them fill out and sign a credit application. We have them fill out a list of references. We take their photocopies of their ID. So that's essentially the due diligence. But like I said, we do not check their credit. So that is why we offer that recourse guarantee agreement, because our default rate does sit at about 7%. So like I said, there is a chance that it could default, and that's why that recourse guarantee agreement is very important with our program. We always want to get the property back, because with our business model, we just go ahead and put it right back on our inventory and we resell it. And with your defaulted loan, we have about 200 loans in our portfolio that are performing. So we always have ones available to replace that loan if it defaults. We have 35 years of experience doing this. So.
Okay, talk about that in terms of your company history. What kind of track record do you guys have, and how long have you been doing it?
Yeah, like I said, so we've been selling property since 1990. You know, when my grandpa started doing it, he just went to the tax sale, which is similar to, you know, how a lot of note investors get involved. He went to the tax sale at Duchesne County, you know, bought some lots for super cheap, and then he'd go in and make sure that there's access to it. So we would grade a road in and a pad. So, you know, there's a big enough pad on it for a camper to get in there and be able to use it. Because, you know, it's mostly just raw recreational property. So yeah, once my grandpa passed, my father took it over and he took it very seriously. We got very serious with the marketing. You know, we started selling notes to investors so that we were really able to grow our business and, you know, add some really, really amazing people to our team. We couldn't do what we do without the amazing. I mean, we have such an amazing team. I could brag about them all day. So yeah, that's kind of our history. We have 65 investors right now. Most of them have been with us for 15 years. We've never had to buy an investor out, which is a huge blessing for us. I mean, we're in a great position. Our business is very, very successful. And yeah, we're just incredibly blessed to see all the growth that we've seen. So yeah.
Good stuff. And another question, kind of dovetailing your last comment. How have you guys performed during market downturns? How have you guys done? Like in 2008, I noticed
You
obviously
know,
sales
so
dropped.
it was rough. It was rough in '07, '08, '09. Our
Hmm.
sales took about a 50% hit. They did. But we
Hmm.
survived through hard work. You know, my family we're just very hard workers. We're not the type of people to, you know, to sit down, to lay down and just give up. My dad made sure that we were going to make it through that. So we did a huge, like I said, our marketing, we knew that we had to keep marketing. If you stop marketing, then nobody's going to know your product. So we kept marketing, even though it was expensive. We were thankful that we were still able to sell some notes. You know, we have investors. You know, that's why our investors are so, so important to us because they got us through these tough times. Not only did they help us start growing our business 20 years ago when we brought them on, but then they stayed with us during these tough, tough times and got us through it. So our investors are, yeah, they mean everything to us. But yeah, now we've seen so much growth that I mean, our target this year is 25 million. Last year we did 10 million, and then we're
Wow.
looking to open a new location in Arizona. So
That was another question I was going to ask. Right now it's Utah, but you're looking at other places in the US, yeah?
yes, yeah, the first one we're gonna start with is probably down here in Arizona. Probably mix a little bit of southern Utah in there, St. George area. But yeah, we definitely, our current program, we've figured it out so well. It works like a machine, a well-oiled machine, we like to say.
Mhm.
So we're excited to be able to, you know, to take that into other locations and see how it works. So.
Terrific. There was a couple of folks that came a little late. Just so you know, folks, this replay will be available in Chalet's booth tomorrow throughout the day. You could watch it. We're also going to put it up on moneyshow.com. She'll be under the expert section, so you could always watch it there. Eddie is asking, what is the annual return? 10%. Can you kind of talk a little bit from the beginning, what type of yield you're talking about? You mentioned 6% APR and as high as 11%. So is that
Yeah.
correct? 6 to 11%?
Yeah, so it's really just about, you know, the level of risk that you want to take with our recourse agreement. Like I said, the risk is definitely going to be very minimal. However, as mentioned with our program, these buyers are essentially just buying their interest rate down. So, you know, the lower the interest rate, the more skin they have in the game. So it's just going to be, we don't really see any defaults with anybody that's put 10% or more down. But yeah, as far as our discounts go, you know, our discounts are basically just offered. They're based on our demand to sell notes, is what I should say. So like I said, on a 6% note, you know, that we're a little bit more motivated to sell that one because the interest is lower. So those are being discounted at about 10%, and that does bring bring your yield up to 7.8%. So it's not a ton, but it is a significant amount. If you look at those
Mhm.
numbers over the life of the loan, it does end up being a significant amount. And like I said, yeah, the higher interest rates, we're not as motivated to sell those. So the discounts you will see, they're gonna be lower. You know, with our business, of course, we want to keep those in-house. We want to earn that interest. Like I said, we're really just selling a couple of these notes here and there for our business to be able to scale and grow. So.
Terrific. How are the monthly payments sent to investors? Are they monthly payments? Or are they quarterly? How are you doing it?
So our borrowers are paying monthly. So as soon as that borrower makes their monthly payment and it clears our escrow account, it goes straight to your account. We have a system weekly where we send out payments to our investors. So, I mean, like I said, they're mostly coming in monthly, but some of our borrowers, for example, they'll split their payment and they'll make it 2 times a month. So say that's happening, you're going to get that payment as soon as it clears our escrow account. You're not going to have to wait 2 weeks. It's going to come to you that week, if that makes sense. So we have a really, really great program where it just goes straight to your account. However, we are willing to send, a check by mail if that is something that you prefer. But most of our investors obviously just prefer the directly to your account situation. So.
Terrific. Somebody asking, can they speak with a current investor for reference if they
Oh
wanted to
yeah,
speak?
for
Yeah,
sure. Yeah, I send contact information, yeah, all the time for references for sure. Yeah.
good to know.
And that, yeah.
Here's a question. Is property insurance or tax delinquency ever an issue for the investors?
Not for the investors, no. So these borrowers are paying taxes directly to the county, and in that specific county, taxes are incredibly minimal. They're really only a few $100s per year. So we don't have a lot of issues with that at all. And then property insurance, they are required to obtain that on their own, and that's a separate thing that, does not have to do with the investors. But we do make sure that they have property insurance.
Question is, what protection exists, if any, if the market value of the land drops?
You know, it's funny because the market out there, it's totally different, right? If you guys could see it, it's just a different market. Like I said, we've been controlling this market now since 1990. There's really nobody else out there that sells property in the way that we do. I mean, maybe an individual out there, selling a lot on their own here and there, but we've essentially created the market out there. So as far as market value goes, it doesn't change a lot. We might adjust our prices a little bit as we see, like right now, inflation is very high, so we're adjusting our prices a little bit just so that our borrowers are able to, we want to make sure people are able to afford this property and be able to pay it off and enjoy land ownership. That's their ultimate dream. So yeah, I hope that answers that question.
Great. Any development plans in the area? Do you guys have any plans to develop?
I mean, so that's what we do. We're always developing. So it's my uncle, he is our land acquisitionist. So he's always going out. It's sometimes he's just buying an individual property, but most of the time he's going out, he's buying 40, 80 acre properties. And then what we do is we subdivide them. We go in and we have a full equipment team, and they go in and they grade those roads in, grade the pads, make sure that there's access and that these people have enough room for them to, like I said, be able to bring an RV out or maybe even put a mobile home on it. So.
Got it. Who maintains the land? Is it the borrower, or how does that work?
So that's what's great about our program is, these people, they essentially own the land with the warranty deed. So they're getting a warranty deed as soon as it gets recorded, they have ownership to the property. This trust deed is essentially just acting as a lien on the property until it gets paid off. So that's why I mentioned once that is paid off, that trust deed gets released and it does give them free and clear title. So they are responsible for maintaining the property because it is theirs.
This is a good question. The question is, I'm sorry, one second. It says, oh, you already answered that. Who maintains the land during the loan term? Um, are they mostly speculators, or is it, who are your main investors that come into these notes? Is it speculators, or is it people that actually are looking to develop, et
Um,
cetera?
Most of our investors are just people who are retired and are looking for passive income. Most of them we found 20 years ago, just advertising through the local newspaper. So yeah, like I said, they're all like all of our investors are just the sweetest people ever. They're just retired people and they just want something easy to be able to
Mhm.
invest their money in where they don't have to put a lot of work into it because they're retired, so they're not in that place in their lives where they're wanting something that is very hands-on. So yeah, they're mostly just people who are retired and just looking to, kind of create a mutually beneficial relationship because we definitely have done that. We have a very, very good relationship with all of our investors. So we pride ourselves on, taking care of them and maintaining that really good relationship. So
Got it. So they're intending to use or hold the property. They're not looking to flip it per se.
no, no,
Okay,
they're
good.
no.
Gotcha. Any one question? Any other fees besides the 15 a month, $15 a month servicing fee?
Yeah, that is a good fee. So the only thing we don't do in-house is the title work. We can close our lots for the buyers in-house, but when we sell these loans, we like to take it through the title company so that you get title insurance as well as that lender's policy and the recourse agreement in writing. So
Robert's asking a quick question. I think you addressed it, but he came in late. He apologizes. He
no
said,
worries.
is there building or homes on these properties, or is it just land?
Most of the time, no. Most of the time, they're not. I will say we have a handful of buyers right now that are building on their lot. But yeah, most of them are just raw recreational properties. We try to keep a few in our inventory, that'll have access to power, access to water, that type of thing. But most of these people, if they want to build on it, they have to get all of that set up themselves. So.
Terrific. Good questions. And Chalet, we appreciate you. We're just kind of coming to the end of it here. Again, folks, this replay will be available in Chalet's booth the rest of today and all day tomorrow. You can also find her replay up on moneyshow.com under the expert section. We do appreciate you, Chalet, and the team for joining us today. Great presentation, great questions from the audience, and we appreciate everybody for your participation. And we want to wish everybody a good rest of your day and a good rest of your week. Chalet, thank you again for the presentation.
Thank you so much, Joe. I sure appreciate you. Hope you have
Yes,
a
have
good
it right
rest of
back
your
at
day.
you. Everybody have a good week. Thank you so much.
Thank you.